Jones and Keefe here on WEEI. We're brought to you by Jackson Lumber and Millwork. Visit Jackson Lumber and Millwork for all your residential, remodeling, or commercial building materials and supplies at Jackson Lumber and Millwork, providing solutions and delivering results since 1946. We'll get into Christian Gonzalez, who deserves credit for last night, coming up about 15 minutes from now. Are the Patriots ready to pay him? They better be, based on a big-time performance, in a bad team-wide performance, but a great individual showing for him. We'll get into that. Plus all your offseason plans for the Patriots. What do they need? How do they get it? I want to go to Joe and Randolph, though.
All right,
he's
Joe.
waiting very patiently. Hello, Joe.
What do you got?
Yes, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good show as always.
It is.
Thank you.
I just want to just say, after watching last night's game, I wonder if Mac Jones is smiling, feels vindicated, really didn't deserve all the heat that he took as a Patriot.
He didn't?
I don't think he did. I think his first year proved that he was a pretty darn good quarterback and just needed some decent coaching and some support from his teammates. I think Mac really, really deserved a lot of credit for his first year here. And I think that Drake May looked an awful lot like Mac Jones last night.
All right, well, he did last night. That's true.
I mean, Mac Jones did make the playoffs and then get absolutely destroyed in the wild card round, which is different than having a bad Super Bowl.
Sure.
So, I mean, there were so many things that were wrong. And you know, if you want to say guys like Mac Jones, Bill Belichick, Matt Patricia, Cam Newton, Bailey Zappi, they're probably glad the Pats didn't win.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, oh, they got rid of us. And then, like, they right
You
away.
got Brady on that list?
Tom Brady clearly
Brady's
was not rooting
definitely
for him.
on that list.
So, like,
yeah.
all those guys have different. But I don't know if Mac Jones looks good. It was just a chance all those guys could have looked worse.
That, to me, is an example of going way too far with Drake May.
Yeah,
like, I want to properly criticize May for the way he played all postseason and specifically last night. But, like, now it's like, boy, I bet Mac Jones is happy about it. Why?
Why? Because he's still a backup quarterback.
But, like,
in the
that's
league.
it. Like, Joe, I'm happy you're saying nice things about the show. That's great.
Appreciate it.
But, like, what? Mac Jones is all stoked about last night?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't think so.
He's on his third team, about to be on his fourth team. Maybe he'll go split reps with J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota.
They already said they're keeping him, Jones.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they came out yesterday and said
I
that. Hey, we're
missed
keeping Mac
that.
Jones.
Ooh, the Mac attack. All right.
So he's probably actually pissed if he's going to stay the backup to Brock Purdy. But, like, that's an example of going way too far with Drake May. I think you can feel really good about him. We said this earlier in the show. Like, long term, I do feel good about the Patriots. And the outlook is bright in all these things. I don't know if this is the day to spend a lot of time on it.
No, because you don't know how many opportunities you're going to get.
You don't. He might be Marino. He might be Joe Burrow, who all of a sudden the team falls around him and starts dealing with injuries and he never gets back. Those guys both got there in year 2 when they were young. May's 24, Burrow was 25, Marino was 23, I believe. So, like, the future is bright. I agree. Today's not the day, I don't think, to really get too deep into that because they were so bad last night. But I wouldn't go all the way to, well, now Mac Jones might be better than him, and I bet Mac Jones is somewhere smiling and laughing at the Patriots.
Yeah.
Mac Jones wishes he got to a Super Bowl.
So he played that.
He wishes he won a playoff game to get anywhere near where he was sniffing getting to a Super Bowl.
What's the score of that game if Mac Jones plays last night?
Oh, I mean, 29-0.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Although, no, maybe there's like a, probably something
40
like
to
that.
nothing?
Yeah, maybe 40-0.
Yeah.
So he played that fumble coming back. Did you like the Will Campbell's effort on that? Like, what? On God's green earth. So Will Campbell not only had a horrible game, right?
Yeah.
There's one thing like, hey, you can't block a good defense. Not ideal for the job you have, but you're like, all right, you're out there. Then this is a straight effort thing. Balls on the ground, you watch the other team recover, and then post-game, every player in your team is answering some tough questions, ready to move on for the offseason, and you bail.
Soft.
Like, horrible all the way around. Like, one of those things is bad. The worst thing is not being able to block. But then not trying, that's what really pisses fans off. Because, like, we all know we're not professional athletes, but everybody watching on TV is like, well, I would at least try, I think. I'd like to try. This guy's not even trying. And then it's like, hey, do you want to answer for this, or do you want to have your other teammates answer for you? Oh, that's what you want to do?
Right.
Tough.
Bad teammate, selfish, soft, and I forget who mentioned this today. Yeah, right. Can't even
little bitty arms.
But he was afraid he couldn't even reach the football. He's like, "What's the point? Why am I going to dive down there? I can't even get there."
He's like, can you help me get my cleats off? I can't reach them.
But no, I forget who said this on the morning show. Maybe Shime. But like, their go-to with Cam is, Oh, yeah, what does Cam know? He couldn't even dive on a football in the Super Bowl.
All right, say it. Keep it. Keep that energy with
Apply that to little bitty arms Will Campbell, who's now a guard.
So the parallels to the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton are astounding when you really look at the whole thing and how it all played out. So Cam Newton had the easiest schedule that year. He did. He had the easiest schedule that year. He did win MVP. So Drake May obviously finished second, but it was still an MVP second. Quarterback, making it all the way to the Super Bowl. They had a better record, but they also played nobody. And then they got to the Super Bowl, and it was not a competitive Super Bowl. The defense on the other side dominated them.
Yep.
There's a signature play of a guy not falling on a fumble. In this case, it's Will Campbell, not Drake May. And then they got outclassed by a better defense. They lost to Von Miller that year in the Broncos, and they didn't look like they belonged on that field. And the Patriots offense didn't look like they belonged on the field with Seattle. Very, very similar. And it's funny. So Cam Newton's the one that's screaming fool's gold. It's like, actually, the Patriots aren't the Rex Grossman Bears. They're the Cam Newton Panthers.
They're you.
It's wild.
Spider-Man meme is exactly what that is. But no, Will Campbell, he would die for Drake May is what he said.
Well, he should.
I'll die for my quarterback.
What about the ball?
R.I.P. Campbell.
R.I.P. Drake May.
No, I mean R.I.P. Will Campbell.
Oh, he would die. Yeah,
he's
going to get him killed.
Yeah, he might. I mean, it's like it ended last night, I guess. Couldn't even dive on a football and then ducked the media and allowed 14 pressures.
Did the man die? He did.
R.I.P. Will Campbell. And at least they don't need to spend a lot on the size of the casket to fit the teeny tiny arms in there. Where do you think they start this offseason? Do they start with kicking Campbell inside and fixing the O-line? Do you start with like an alpha wide receiver? Where do you start?
So as good as the team was this year.
Some people think pass rusher.
Yeah, I was going to say there's really, I think we're in a similar boat. So last year, the three biggest needs were left tackle, star wide receiver, and pass rush. And throughout the regular season, it was, hey, Will Campbell's not bad. Steph Diggs is better than we thought. He's healthy. And they need a pass rush, right? So that sort of was like the main thing. And now you got like Max Crosby wanting to play for the Pats. So you're like, oh, like that'd be pretty good. Take Max Crosby. The bigger overall need, though, considering the defense was really good, the defense was pretty much up for the challenge all year long. The offense was the one with like the highs and lows. And so I think left tackle and elite wide receiver are both at the top of the list. And it's going to come back down to what does the free agent class look like? What does the draft class look like? What realistic, if any, trades are out there? But yeah, I think Will Campbell playing guard and getting a real left tackle is probably priority number one. If not two, I still think receiver, because even if you bring Diggs back for another year, I think you need that elite wideout.
So, I'm surprised we have actually haven't heard from our guy, Ray in Cumberland. But like
he hates the receivers, right?
He does. And so I think, again, I would say there's a similar balance to this that there is with Drake May, where it's like, all right, I'm not going to say because they vanished in the Super Bowl, all of a sudden, like, the receiver room stunk and that was their biggest problem.
No.
But people making that point all year, and Ray's like the main one that comes to my mind because he tweets us every day about it, sometimes multiple times within a day. Like, I can see what you were talking about last night where they had nobody who could get open. Have you soured on Diggs at all based on the postseason run? Here's what he did.
Well, yeah, I mean, not just because I took the Diggs parlay and was not even close.
2 for 16 against the Chargers, 4 for 40 and a great touchdown catch against the Texans, 5 for 17 against the Broncos, 3 for 37, and 26 of those came late.
So I've soured not on wanting him back. I want him on the team.
Okay.
But I don't think you can go into it and be like, Diggs, Booty, Mac Hollins, Pop, and Drake May will be an MVP candidate again. I think that's going to be tough. You're going to be playing against better defenses next year overall. And if you get somebody even better and kind of slide him down to like a number 2 receiver, which at this stage of his career, maybe, I don't know if you'll take that as an insult or not, but I think that's what you need to do.
Diggs, for what it's worth, was asked after the game if he's going to be back. He said, unless they opt out of the contract, he said, I anticipate being here. I hope so.
I bet they renegotiate.
Love my guys. I had a hell of a year playing with them. Built some real family-like bonds, so I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't control it, though. So I don't know. Is he not sold he's back, or is that just something you say when you're just being honest that it's not really up to me?
Yeah, being honest, but also sort of like putting it in the team's, put the ball in their court. Be like, all right, I want to be back. So if anything happens, it's not because of me. Because they might go to him and do the thing where they're like, hey, we're going to extend you, give you more money up front, lower the cap hit, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they'll do that. I hope he's back, but I think if you're like, hey, he's going to be another 1,000 yards and, whatever, like, I don't know, maybe not.
I do think the litigation, he was slapped with another lawsuit over the weekend. You see that?
Yeah, and he may or may not be with Cardi B anymore.
There's that, too.
Yikes. Had I known that he and Cardi B broke up, I would not have loaded up on the Steph Diggs parlay.
Yeah, does Robert take Cardi B's side in the breakup and then opt out of the contract? I don't know.
That could be a nightmare.
That's a great point.
Yep.
But no, you slap with so like I think the impending litigation, and maybe it's all nonsense, maybe not. We're going to find out. But like I think the impending litigation probably factors into that. Maybe that's why he's answering the question that way. We just identified though the needs: edge rusher, O-line, wide receiver. Rank those three. I know you have wide receiver right up there neck and neck with O-line. So is edge rusher least of a need for you?
Yeah, in a weird way. Because Milton Williams and Christian Barmore are so good. I know they're not edge rushers, but I'm saying like they can make the other guys pretty good. Like Chason and Landry, you're gonna have to move on from. Like Landry, you're not gonna be able to rely on. Chason, maybe you bring them back, but like those guys aren't the 15s. It's not Will Anderson and Hunter, but like I don't know, those guys are pretty serviceable when you have a good secondary and good interior defensive lineman. So I think just helping out, protecting Drake May, and so he's not running for his life, I think is probably the most important. So I guess I would go left tackle, wide out, pass rush.
I think that's exactly how I'd rank them. Like, Seattle does not have incredible edge. They have a great overall defense, but their edge rushers aren't, crazy talented. They don't have a Max Crosby. So I'm not sure you need that. And the Patriots defense, I think, is pretty good. You don't need to, I'm not saying do nothing to it and just leave it and reset it, but I would look to upgrade that the least. I also shockingly have O-line at the top because...
And maybe it's because of yesterday, but it's also like there's a few games.
The whole postseason. Campbell was bad the whole postseason. Even the Denver one where he, I guess, did well against Benito. How much did they even pass? Yeah. How many opportunities was there for Benito to even get home? It's a great point by Nick. So, yeah, I'm ready to move him to guard. And I guess I'd answer it this way. If I got to use free agency bucks, I'm using that on the O-line or like a trade on the O-line. If you want to take a receiver at 31, I'm in. And, do something like that. It's way early to get into all that, but, that's probably the better way to try to build your team. Get a proven left tackle, if there is one, in free agency or trade. We're just digging in on the offseason stuff because the Pats just lost the Super Bowl. But so I'd probably try to do it that way, and then if you want to upgrade the receiver room, take one late in the first round. That's probably what I would do.
Yeah, because you're not going to get a starting left tackle at 31, I wouldn't imagine. Or at least one that's, great right away. And maybe you wide out, though. I also, if you want to replace Jalen Hawkins with a guy there, because that's the one thing about picking at 31 is the premium positions are gone, but you might get the best safety.
Eamon Warry was one of the first picks of the second round, right? I believe he was second or third pick of the second round.
And same with wideouts. Some of those guys will go early. That's still a position that a lot of go in the first round, but we've seen so many really good second rounders, so you could get one there too. But it is funny, They were able to fill those spots a year ago, and to their credit, they did a great job. We were highlighting how good the free agent class was. We were highlighting how good the rookie class is. But it doesn't mean that those are the guys that are set for the next 5 years. No. You can still improve them.
Yeah, you might have just drafted a guard at 4. Eamon Warry, by the way, was the 35th pick, so third pick of the second round.
Yeah, so there you go.
617-779-7937. You can jump in here on Jones and Keefe. A lot of blame for the Patriots, rightfully so, and that's your phone number to vent. Little bit of credit for Christian Gonzalez, who was excellent last night. What kind of payday is he staring down after doing that in the Super Bowl? That's next.